Everyone, hi! Today we are diving into a practical Python project that demonstrates powerful data processing techniques. We'll build two essential functions that work together to extract specific columns from a CSV file using index-based selection. We will process and clean the data efficiently. And lastly, we are going to save the transformed data to a new file. Header and column selection, file management. Let's start our project. Alright, so as you can see here, we have a Jupyter notebook open, ready for work. And here inside, I have our CSV file, which I named room. You can see the file is here and all the data. And what we really want is the header of this file, this one here. But also we're not going to take all the information in the header, so we will choose only those we need to work with. So let's see how we are going to do this. All right, so now I'm going to create a new file here, and this file I'm gonna create a Python file. And our Python file, I'm gonna rename it utils. All right, and now we are going to start to write our code. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to our file. So I'm gonna do with open, and I'm gonna take the name of our file, which I remember is room reports. All right, and room reports dot csv, and I'm gonna do a comma, and I'm gonna open it in a read mode. So basically the arrow here means I'm going to open the file in the read mode. And lastly, I'm going to open the file as fi. So this is how I'm going to open our file. And now I'm going to do my file equal the fi dot readlines. And now I think our file is ready to be used. I opened our file in a read mode, and I opened our file as fi. And now I'm gonna take our file and put it in the variable my file, and this is the variable I'm going to use in our project. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I am going to create my first function to look into the file, to see the data I have and take what I need. And this function here, I'm gonna call it, so I'm going to do def get room reports. This is what I'm going to do. So this is the name of my function, and row elements is equal to my file, and I'm gonna index the first place, my place bracket. I'm gonna put the first index there, which is the row, I think, and I'm gonna do dot split, and I'm gonna split with commas. All right, this is just what I forgot the parentheses here, sorry. So this is my first function. So now in this case, if I want, let me try to print what I have so far and see what I can get. So I'm gonna print row elements and see what the program is going to give me. So I'm gonna call our function. All right, let me run and see. All right, so now as you can see here, so we took only the first row, and this is our first row, and these are the information or the data we have in our first row. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to print the length of our first row, or the length of our elements, and know how many elements we have in the first row. So let's print and see what we got. All right, so we have 58 elements in the first row. But we don't need all the 58 elements. We just need few of those elements, which I'm going to show you because I have the index of those elements we need in the documents. All right, let me show you our file one more time. So this is our file. I'm going to copy our file and paste it here. And now I'm going to our file and show you. So these are the elements in our, you can see the first row is here, and these are the information we have in the first row. But we don't need all of this. We don't need all of these things in the first row. All we need is just some of this information, and the other information we don't need them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take only what we need and leave the things we don't need. Right now, we know that we already have the elements of the first row, and we know that our program can print them. We also know the length of our first row. It has 58 elements. So now I just did the triage and I already know what I want to keep and what I don't need. So now what I'm going to do in this case is, so I'm going to delete my print function because I don't need it for now. So what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to create a list, an empty list. I'm gonna call it elements equal. So this is my empty list, and how I'm going to use this list is I am going to take all the elements in our first row and I'm gonna store them in our elements variable. So I am going to use the for loop, and this for loop is going to do the job as you already know. So it's gonna take all the elements, look at them, and store them in our variable elements. So this is how I'm going to do is I'm going to do for elements in elements. The difference is the S. I think you can see that for elements in elements, and I'm gonna take all those elements. I'm gonna just do elements dot append the elements, append the elements. So all right, so now I just created an empty list. I'm gonna look at all the elements in our first row, and I'm gonna take each element and append it to our list. And I hope now our list gets all the elements. So let me again print elements and see if we're good. All right, I'm gonna run the program. The program is not running anything so far, so let me see what's wrong. So I'm sorry, I think here I should print elements. Let me run again and see. Oh, not so far. Oh wow, this is stupid. I think I just understand why the program is not working. So first, I am looking on elements in elements, which is empty. The list is empty in this case. But what I should do is I should look each element in row elements. Oh my god. Row elements. All right. So for elements in row elements, element.append elements, print element. Let's run again and see. I think now you can see. Now we have all our elements stored in our list of elements. So next, what we're going to do here, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, because I already did the triage, I already know what I want from the row, the first row. And those I don't need, I'm gonna just leave it. I'm going only to keep what I want. And I already know what I want. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to stock my indexes of what I want. Stock in, and I'm gonna do equal, and I'm gonna take the list of my indexes. I'm gonna take the information number 1, number 0, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna take 6, 12, 16, 17, 25, 26, 41, 42, 43, 44, and last one is 51. All right, so this part we did open our file and we did open and read our file. We created this function to extract the first row and bring it in our file, in our program. We use the for loop to store all the values inside our elements lists or element variable. Now this line here, this line is just storing the index of all the values we need from the row. And as you can see, these are the value in the row, in the first row. So what we need is just the value that have this index. So that is what I wanted. But now I am going to find a way to take inside this list, the list of this list here. I'm going to find a way to take only the values those I need, only the values I want, and leave the what I want I don't need. All right, so let me see how I can do that. So next I'm going to create another list. So the first list storing everything from the row. The second list is storing the index, the address of all the data I want. Now I'm going to create another list, another empty list, and what this list is going to do is the list is going to store the list is going to store everything I need and all the values I need from the row. All right, so I'm gonna create a new empty list, and I'm gonna call it clean list equal, and it's an empty list. I am going again to use the for loop, and I'm gonna do for I in, I'm gonna say for I in range, and the range of length of what? Of elements list. All right, so now I'm going to do for I in range of elements. Okay, I'm gonna close the parentheses, and what I'm going to say is if I if I in stock of index, if I in stock in, what I'm going to do here, if I in stock in, I'm going to say, I'm just gonna use append again. So I'm going to say cleaned list dot append, and I'm gonna append the I. All right, so I'm not gonna append in this case because I think if I append the I, so this is not going to help me. So what I'm going to do in this case, I'm gonna do append elements This is where I think element, and I'm gonna take I. God help me. All right, so for I in range len of elements, if I in stock of index, which is already here, so the clean list dot append is gonna append. So I'm gonna take the elements to the index I of the index I, and I'm gonna append those in the cleaned list. Okay, so now I'm going to say, and I'm gonna return the cleaned list. Can I do that? I think so. So I'm gonna just return cleaned list. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do before I forget is I'm gonna create this one here. Okay. So for I in range of length of elements, if I in stock index, cleaned list dot append elements index I. Okay. All right. Yes. So I in this case, if you can see, and so I in this case is stock of index, because stock of index is here. So we're just saying every time we look in the stock of index, and if the element we have is in the stock of index, if I is in the stock of index, we're gonna take that element and we're gonna append it to a cleaned list. This is straightforward, you can say it. And now we're gonna return the cleaned list. Um, all right, so let's run the program and see if we got everything working. So, so now we have only one value, only one element from the list, which is now correct. But the thing we need is we need all the values or to this index. That is what we need. So what went wrong here? Cleaned list, empty list for I in range or length of element, which is good. If I install in stock index, which is good. Clean list dot append element I, which is also good. Return clean list. Oh well, let me run this and try again one more time. Good. So all right, this is good. Now I think you can see this is the only values I wanted from our row list. So now we got our only the values to the index 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 12 16 17 25 26 41 42 43 44 and 51. So if at this point I think you can see how we did that, and wow, this is good. So if you can see here, we just took we just processes. So in this case, the first step of our. Okay, so guys, now as we've been able to extract and store the data we want from our CSV file, now the next step is to create a new function, the new function that will help us to write those data to a new CSV file. So we are going to take our stored data our cleaned list, inside our cleaned list, and we're gonna write them to a new file. So we're gonna make a new file, and we're gonna ask Python to use the function we're gonna give it to write a new file. Yes, to write a new file. So let's see how we can do that with our new function. So now we are going to define a new function, and this function I'm going to call it so let me call it um, file from cleaned. Oh my god. So we are going to do we are going to define a new function called def file from clean. So this is why I'm doing it, file from clean. And I'm going to do I'm gonna define a new variable, but I'm going to use my variable called elements, and the element is going to be uh, the elements is going to hold so the element in this case is going to be none, doesn't have anything inside. And I'm gonna say the file I'm going to create, I'm gonna give it the name file name equal. So how I'm going to name it, this file, I'm gonna just say ready data. So I'm gonna say just ready data.csv csv, and I'm gonna close the parentheses. That's my function. So next I'm going to say if elements is none, because element here is none. So if element is none, what we're doing is we are going to say elements equal, and I'm gonna use our first function here. Just going to copy it and paste it here. So if elements is none, element is equal get room reports, which is my function, my first function, the function we use to get only the clean data. So basically what we're doing here is we are going to take our clean data, and now we are storing our clean data inside the elements variable. All right, so what we are going to do next is we are going to open a new file, and the new file we are going to write on our new elements or our clean elements. All right, so I'm going to do the way we use to open the file. I'm going to do with open. What we're opening is we're opening the file name, okay, and the file name in which mode? In mode write. That is the mode we are going to open the file in. And now we are going to say new line, and the new line is equal to empty string. All right, and I'm gonna open it as fo. The first one I did open it as fi, but this time I'm gonna open it as fo. Okay, so let's go. So we are going now to do fo dot write. The first time we did read elements, but this time we are going to say write, and write we are going to say we are going to use the our comma separator, and now we are going to join our elements. So we're going to join, and what we are joining is our elements. Okay, and lastly we are going to print a sweet message after we print our file. So we are going to say, let me see, I'm going to use my f string, and I'm gonna say file successfully wrote. So I'm gonna say let me take the length of element first, because we need to know if we did write the total. So I'm gonna say the length of element, and I'm gonna again say element 2, and again. So don't need this mistake. Okay, so again, element 2, the file name. Okay, the file name, I'm gonna just take the variable file. Okay, let me put this side, and I'm gonna say close my parentheses, but here first we're going to use our quotes. All right, so the thing we did here is we created a new function, and we did element is equal none, which is like we are reinitializing our elements, and in this time it's still none. File name equal ready data.csv. If element is none, we are going to do element equal get room reports. The function element is this function here. So with open, we're opening the file in a write mode. New line equal the new line is just empty string as fo. So fo.write with our comma separator here, and we are joining the elements. Now we are printing our sweet message. File successfully wrote len element to file name to the file name. Okay, so let's again so now let's run the program and see if it works. So I'm gonna call our function here, and I'm gonna give it so what I'm going to give it is I'm gonna give it our elements, and I'm going to run the program. Okay, now we got a name error. So name error, name element is not defined. Why? What is wrong? So if element is none, elements equal get room reports with open file w new lines equal empty string as fo.write join elements print f file successful error. What is the problem? Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna take this second function, and I'm going to give it this first function. This is how I'm going to call it. So I'm going to give it this function, but I think I shouldn't do it this way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say here final elements equal, I'm gonna give it the function, and I'm going to take our variable final elements, I'm gonna pass it here and run the program again. All right, so file successfully wrote 17 elements to ready data.csv. So is it true? Let's go and check. Okay, we have our file here. Gonna run it, and as expected, we have our 17 elements with the first row written here. Very okay. So all right, now as we've now as we've done everything, so let's run the program again. So okay, file successfully wrote 17 element to ready data.csv. Is it true? Let me go and check. There is no file here. So just refresh the folder. We have our file here, and boom, as expected, we have our new file here, which is ready data.csv, and everything is perfect as expected. All right, so we've been able to extract, clean, and store our data. We did print and show you everything how it's working now. But one more thing, the last thing I need to do is I don't need to be using this file here. I want to use my functions as a module. So every time I have my file, I can only change the names and use my functions to do the same process. I can just change my names and some of the functions in another file and use them. So I'm gonna just this here. I'm going to be using this function file from clean and get room report as my function, but I'm gonna use this. So I'm going to use this new file here as my file, and I'm gonna use it to call my function. So I'm going to do from from utilities get room, and the second function we have is file from. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to define to create a new variable here called elements, and what I'm going to put inside the variable is I'm going to put the our first function inside that variable, which is get new report. So next what I'm going to do is I'm gonna say my headings is equal to the elements. Okay, and I'm gonna print something here because what I'm trying to get here is I'm trying to get the clean data from our file. I'm gonna just print the clean data from our file. So I'm gonna do clean data used is, and then I'm gonna give it my headings. Next I'm going to print next I'm going to write our file, our new file. So I'm gonna take this as you saw in our utility file, and now I'm gonna take our list of clean data and I'm gonna write it to a new CSV file. So I'm gonna use the second function, our second function here, and I'm gonna give it again my header, my headings, okay, and I'm gonna give it a name. So right now what I'm going to do is ready data as we did before. I'm gonna close it. From utility import get room reports file from clean. These are our two functions. So I'm gonna do a report. I did the report elements equal get room report, my headings equal elements print clean data used is, and this is, I hope this is going to be the list of all the 17 elements we had in our list. And the second thing I'm going to do here is we are going to take, this is the second function which we used to write a new, to write these elements to a new CSV file, and that is what is going to be here. So I'm gonna do .csv and run. Okay, we have a problem. What is the problem? Perhaps you forgot a comma where I think is here. I didn't put a comma here, and I'm gonna run again. We still have a problem. Let's see what is the problem. What is the problem? Module error from no module name is utility. Oh, this is a mistake. Utility and teas. Okay, I think that is how it's spelled. Utilities. All right. So let me restart my kernel and run again. Okay. So now we have clean data used is, this is the clean data used, and the file, our file was successfully wrote 17 elements to ready data.csv. Is that right? Okay, let's go check and find out. Okay, we're gonna run again and see if it works this time. All right, so we have clean data used is, and this is our list of the elements we kept, and file successfully wrote 17 elements to readydata.csv. Is that right? Let's go and find out. So all right, so this is our file. It is here in our folder, in our main folder. I'm gonna open it, and everything is working very good. So thank you very much. That was it for today.